Dwayne "Dog" Chapman's life has been filled with danger, heartbreak, and controversy, rivaling any action movie. From motorcycle gang to legendary reality TV personality, his journey was extraordinary. However, what brought the once unstoppable man to the brink of losing everything behind the sunglasses and bounty hunting? Fame is a captivating tale with unexpected turns. Discover the true story of Dog the Bounty Hunter and his unexpected journey. Stay tuned to discover out. Dwayne "Dog" Chapman, the famous bounty hunter, had a tough childhood that shaped the person he became. Born in Denver, Colorado, he grew up in a working-class family. His father, a Navy welder turned bail bondsman, was strict and often abusive. His mother, a Sunday school teacher, tried to instill strong values in her children. Looking back, Dwayne described his childhood as pretty normal at first, but later realized just how difficult it had been. His father had a temper and often hit him, something Dwayne thought was normal at the time. He even talked about a paddle his dad used that left him bruised and in pain. His father, nicknamed Flash for his boxing skills, taught him how to fight at a young age, believing it would toughen him up. But for Dwayne, all he wanted was his father's love and approval. However, at 16, Dwayne decided to leave home and joined a motorcycle gang called the Devil's Disciples. It was a rebellious move, far from the religious upbringing he had with a preacher mom and weekly church visits. While he didn't see himself as a fire and brimstone preacher, he always defended his faith, even getting into a fight with someone who insulted Jesus. That incident earned him the nickname Dog, which one of the bikers said was God spelled backward. From that point on, he embraced the name and the identity that came with it. In the 1970s, Dog the Bounty Hunter crossed paths with his first wife, LaFonda Sue Darnell, while living in Denver. Their connection quickly grew, and after a couple of years of dating, they tied the knot in 1972. Their journey together took them to various places before they eventually settled down in Pampa, Texas, where Leonda was originally from. The couple had two sons, Dwayne Lee Chapman II and Leland Chapman, but as their family grew, so did the cracks in their marriage. Chapman's mounting legal troubles began to strain their relationship, and life soon took a turn for the worse. In 1976, Chapman got himself involved in a substance deal that went terribly wrong. While he waited in the car, one of his friends got into an argument with the dealer Oliver and tragically shot him despite being outside when the crime occurred. Chapman was charged with murder and sentenced to 5 years in prison, even though he served only 18 months. During his time in prison, he worked as a barber for the guards and even intervened in a dramatic escape attempt by an inmate. Chapman intervened and saved the man's life. This act of bravery earned him respect and a suggestion from one of the guards that would shape his future, becoming a bounty hunter. After his early release, Chapman was hit with a mountain of child support debt. Desperate to find a way to make quick money, he turned to bounty hunting, a career path that surprisingly even the judge in his case had encouraged. The judge had noticed something in the way Chapman carried himself during his incarceration and thought he had the grit and resourcefulness for the job. It felt like a fresh start, but for Leonda the toll of their circumstances became too heavy to bear. By 1977 she filed for divorce and their paths diverged for good. After his divorce, Chapman was looking for a new partner. He wrote in his book that he met Untold at a biker party in Colorado that same year and they really hit it off. Chapman said they left the party together that night. When he offered to drive her home, she told him she was only 17 years old. To avoid going back to jail, he married her the very next day. Later, Chapman admitted they barely knew each other and probably wouldn't have gotten married if she hadn't been underage. Even though their marriage wasn't perfect, Chapman and Tegnell had 3 children, but their relationship failed. Their first child, Zebediah, died shortly after birth. They also had 2 sons, Wesley and James. After their divorce in 1982, Chapman lost custody of his children but remained determined to reconnect with them. Dwayne Lee and Leland met Lisa Ray Britton in a bar in Colorado. Chapman offered Lisa money to have a child with her, and she agreed. They had 3 children, but their marriage was short-lived due to their incompatible personalities. Chapman desired a Hollywood lifestyle, while Lisa chose a peaceful existence in the woods. Their differences culminated to their 1991 divorce, leaving Chapman single again. According to his book, Tnai entered his life while he was married to Lisa Britton. Their story began in 1988 when Dog arrested her for substance possession. After a few years, he hired her as his secretary and their working relationship quickly became romantic. Despite Dog's reluctance, he married her from the start. Rocky Tnai struggled with substance abuse and Dog admitted to infidelity. After his mother's death, Dog fell into depression and substance abuse. He began an affair with Beth Smith, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter's wife and partner. Their story began before they became famous. Beth was also carrying an unlicensed weapon and had a stack of unpaid traffic tickets. Needing to get out of jail, she called Dog, who was a bail bondsman at the time. He sent the paperwork by bus, leaving her behind bars for 12 hours. When Beth finally showed up at his office, she tried to play it cool, but Dog saw right through her. Beth later admitted that in that moment she was completely smitten and determined to make him hers. The chemistry between Dog and Beth was undeniable, but their relationship had its challenges. Despite his marriage's other girlfriends and struggles with addiction, Dog and Beth remained connected. By 1997, Dog, his kids, and Beth finally moved in together. They later married and built a successful bail bonds business called Dine Bail Bonds. Their big break came in 2003 when they helped capture Andrew Luster, the heir to the Max Factor fortune. Luster was wanted for sexually assaulting multiple women, and Dog tracked him down in Mexico. However, bounty hunting is illegal there, and Dog was arrested at the border. He had to pay bail to get himself and his crew out of jail. The irony of the situation was that Dog himself couldn't legally arrest anyone in the U.S. due to his criminal record. A representative from the Florida Bail Bondsman Association even stated that his actions could technically be considered kidnapping despite the legal challenges. Dog the Bounty Hunter made a splash in 2004 and captivated viewers for over a decade. The show followed the Dog as he chased fugitives and handled high-stakes scenarios. His distinctive style was his crazy mullet, sunglasses, and larger-than-life demeanor. The Dog then revealed that his appearance was designed to terrify fugitives. Beth stressed that their show was about helping individuals and providing second chances, not just pursuing criminals. Despite the show's success, Dog's fiery personality caused controversy in 2007 when a private phone call with his son was leaked. During the call, Dog used a racial slur and expressed concern that it could harm his career. The recording was revealed by the National Enquirer, prompting Swift Andy to halt the show, launch an inquiry, apologize for the hurt, and commit to improving. On CNN, he apologized and promised to never use the term again. His sincerity swayed the network. When the show reappeared, it featured his distinctive blonde hair, sunglasses, and Beth's ability to track fugitives in high heels. Dog the Bounty Hunter was a cultural phenomenon, with memorable family pep talks and a fan favorite for 8 years. However, Andy abruptly canceled the show, leaving fans startled. Andy the Chapman family embraced a new chapter with their show Dog and Beth on the Hunt on CMT. It was a fresh start, but the journey wasn't without challenges. The bail bond industry, which they were so passionate about, faced significant hurdles, forcing the family to put filming on hold while they fought to protect the profession they loved. After a brief break from television, Dog and Beth returned, but this time the spotlight was on something far more personal and heartbreaking. In 2017, Beth was diagnosed with throat cancer. She shared the news with fans in a deeply emotional letter, vowing to fight with everything she had following surgery to remove a tumor. There was a moment of hope. By November, Beth was declared cancer-free and it seemed like the worst was behind them, but their relief was tragically short-lived. Just a year later, Beth underwent another surgery and received devastating news: the cancer had returned, this time spreading to her lungs. Despite the grim prognosis, by late 2018, Beth viewed the battle as a challenge and pushed forward. On June 26, 2019, Beth passed away. Dwayne announced that she had passed to heaven and was much loved in her final moments. Beth avoids him, believing he is losing hope. He tries to keep her spirits up by promising her she will be okay. Although he questioned why people say that when they know the truth, the weight of her loss and his grief were unavoidable. When Beth told the Dog to let her go, he struggled to accept it and could not imagine life without her. She died before he could respond. Dog the Bounty Hunter's grief over Beth's death was intense, as he revealed in an emotional interview with Dr. Oz that he considered taking pills to cope with his grief. Thankfully, he did not take the pills. In addition to emotional pain, the Dog also faced financial difficulties. He shared with the Toronto Star that Beth's medical bills and supporting their large family had drained his finances, and he was on the brink of losing his home due to mortgage payments. A few months after Beth's passing, the Dog experienced chest pain. The Dog in his age group often ignored health issues. Beth encouraged him to prioritize his health, and Dr. Oz pushed him to undergo tests. He admitted to smoking up to 3.5 packs a day for over 40 years, despite doctors' findings. Dr. Oz warned of the life-threatening consequences of a clot blocking blood flow to the lungs. To overcome this, the dog quit smoking, used nicotine patches, and committed to therapy to address emotional struggles. With the support of Dr. Oz and his team, the dog made positive changes in his life. WGN's Dog the Bounty Hunter, known for capturing violent felons, has a new show called Dogs Most Wanted. Leonard Trow Jr., a convicted criminal with a history of armed robbery and assault, was on the run for 12 days. The team tracked him across southern Colorado, sending a confident message that his time was up. They were successful in capturing him and arresting him. On that day, 4 more arrests were made, marking a significant achievement. After Beth's death, a dramatic episode of Dogs Most Wanted was aired, highlighting the team's emotions. However, life for the dog took an unexpected turn when rumors circulated about him dating Moon Angel, a family friend. Lissa, the daughter of the deceased, called Angel a home wrecker and accused the dog of being fake. Dog also spoke about the situation. Dog and Francie Fr., both grieving spouses, connected over their shared experiences of loss and found comfort in each other. Dog later shared how they often talked about Beth and Francie's late husband, helping each other navigate their grief. In March 2020, Dog and Francie began dating. By May, he proposed, sparking criticism. Dog explained that if Beth were still alive, she would have wanted him to find happiness. In September 2021, Dwayne and Francie married, sharing photos and videos of their adventures on social media. Following the release of Hunter's Creed, A.